Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Talk About. Today we're talking about free talk. How is everyone today? 10 o'clock. So I finished my classes for the day. Hi. Go over there. Okay, thank you. Okay. Sam's in the house. Siobhan's in the house. Hello there. Nice to have all of you with us. I'm going to try and look at two cameras at the same time. I wanted to share this information in more than one place. So hi everyone, thanks for joining me this morning. If you missed last week's chat, we were talking about free talk, but I thought I would do it again because a few people missed it. So we are looking at what helped me go from zero to fully booked. So hi Sam, how was your morning? Nice to have you with me, thank you. So free talk is with PalFish. There are two ways to teach with PalFish. One is the official classes and one is, I'll go over here, I don't know, I always do this, opposites, official and free talk. So most people generally want to apply for the official kids courses because that's where you make the most money. So that makes sense. And while you're waiting for your schedule to fill up, what can you do? There's a few things you can do, and I have another video about this. But one of the things that you could do is live stream classes, which we'll talk about in another video, and the reading app, another video again, and then free talk. So free talk classes are actual classes. So it's not just something like this, it's actually a chat with a student. There are a number of different ways to do that with the free talk app. So you can you can press your button on the app. Let's get that open. All right, now I'm on my device, so I can't actually show you the screen. So thank you for all the hearts and love in the house, because I'm feeling really nervous. Whew, okay. So last week I felt really good. I ate breakfast today. Maybe I shouldn't do that next time. Now I'm feeling all nervous. So free talk, the first way that you can go on the free talk section is to press your start tutoring button on the home screen of your app. When you press it, it turns from green to white, and this allows students to phone you. Now they can call you. You can choose to turn on your video or not. The student can choose to turn on their video or not, and that's really up to you. For free talk, there could be adults or children, so it just depends. Once you open that availability, whoever can call you. So it really depends what time of day that you are taking calls as to the students you might get. If it's later in the evening on Beijing time, then you'd mainly get adults, but you'd be surprised how many kids are up late, like 10 p.m. I'm still getting bookings for 3 and 4-year-olds at 10 p.m. Beijing time. It's amazing. I'm surprised. Oh, I didn't see all the messages. Thank you for joining, everyone. So let's see who else is here. Thank you so much. Hi, Siobhan. I'm sorry if I don't know some of your names. Ooh, I'm a bit wobbly. Hi. Oh, ESL Teacher B. Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to make me feel like I'm talking with my friends. Thank you. That was really cool. This is Bella. Oh, hi, Bella. I'm so excited for you. So Bella is a new teacher who's getting set up. So that's exciting. Thank you for joining me today. So I am an Australian. I'm currently traveling around the States. We're currently wintering in Florida. So that is nicer than other places, which are really cold. So for me, I wake up early in the mornings. So it also depends on your availability when you are going to choose to open your calendar. So for free talk, I started mentioning we have the Start Tutoring button. You can press that and that makes you available for students to call. Then the other way to do the same type of thing, which is like a chat or a video chat, is to open your availability on your calendar. So your calendar then can be booked by a student. They actually register for that time, and I was reading yesterday they actually have to put a deposit on that time to hold that time because they've committed to coming to a class with you. So that's cool, because if they ever don't show, you actually get compensation, and I think they may get a penalty for not turning up. When you started free talking, did you find that you would get tongue-tied or overly nervous? Yes, so in last week's video, this is how I'll explain it. I was so nervous the first time to press that Start Tutoring button. Okay, so my heart's going like this. And then when I got my first call, it like pops up on the screen. Woo! Yes. So in the beginning, yes. Oh, sorry, I just realized I'm like banging my mic. So hopefully you can hear okay. So yes, I was very nervous, but I think the more you do anything, the better you feel about it, the more comfortable you feel. So even with teaching kids online, when I first started, it's like 2.5 years ago now, I would get like anxiety right before classes. So, but now I don't even think about it. I'm used to it. So I think the more you do anything, the more calm that you will feel about it. So yes, I did feel nervous, and I have heard some horror stories, but I haven't had any, which is amazing. I've had really awesome students. I've spoken with business people who just wanted help translating their emails, like to check their grammar on their emails for English. And then I've had university professors who just wanted to chat, university students. I've had doctors. I had a surgeon one night. I had my availability open quite late in the evening. I think it was like 11 p.m. And it was a surgeon who called, and he just wanted to have a chat before he had a sleep. He was on call all night. It was a surgeon. So he just wanted to chat before he went to sleep for the night, being on call. And sometimes people want to stay awake through the night. Okay, other questions. Can you open booking slots for only free talk? No. So on your calendar, you have the little blue fish. If you are an official teacher, you'll have the blue fish in the bottom right-hand corner. But when you want to be available for free talk, it'll still be available for the kids course as well. So when you click it and say open to all students, when you tap the time slot, it will give you the option of saying, sorry, something was banging over there. It will give you the option of open to all students. This will be available for all, meaning official and free talk. So that is awesome. But if it's later in the evening, you pretty much get adults. And I enjoyed it actually. Once I felt more comfortable with it and how to do that, I was enjoying it. It was a really great thing to finish the day with, like refreshing that you could have a conversation with an adult and you didn't have to like sing and dance and, put on a performance like you do with children to keep them engaged. So that was that one. I find free talk very similar to Cambly. Yeah, so I know there are other platforms out there that have the free talk general conversations with adults. I haven't had much free talk recently, but did it often in December. Yeah, so some people start off with free talk in the beginning, and like myself, once my schedule was full, I didn't have time for free talk. So of course, if you're going to make more with the kids course, you're going to open specifically for that. And but some people want to just keep it open every now and then for a bit of some variety. I did learn something new recently. When I hit 500 hours with PalFish, I'm up to like nearly 750 now. When I hit 500 hours, I received what's called a Best Teacher badge. I was like, yeah, I'm so excited. And then I saw it go away. And I thought, why don't I have my badge anymore? What happened? Am I not a good teacher anymore? But what it means is, oh, thanks, Isabella. I'm sorry, I did see your message over there. Okay, I get distracted with the comments, so I'll try and say what I need to say and then answer. Okay, I lost my train of thought. This is great being live. Thank you for your questions. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Teacher B and Siobhan, and Isabella's here too, so that's great. So, okay, let me get back to what I was saying in the beginning. Right, so it's good to have a break and some variety. I'm sorry, I totally lost my train of thought there. Did you prepare anything to talk with people? So I had printed off the internet. You can Google ESL sites that just give you ideas to talk about. And it was things like, what did you do on the weekend? Or for an adult, what's your favorite hobby? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? How would you travel there? Where would you stay? I think the more you do it, the quicker you get at thinking, what can we talk about? Free talk. But the other way you can do free talk, so when you say, Siobhan, about preparing something to talk to people about, you could have just some questions, some notes of, okay, have a great day at work. Teacher B, thanks for joining us. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us today. You could also, so the other way to do free talk, so you've got press your start tutoring button, which is just a video chat or just a call. Adults don't generally want to turn their camera on. You can type in the chat box and you can send pictures back and forth if you wanted to show them something. The other thing is, let's just move this down a little bit. The other way you can do free talk is actually making a lesson. So you create a lesson on PalFish itself. So you can add in slides and then you kind of have a classroom where you can draw on the screen and you can draw on the screen, which is a little bit different to the free talk. It's similar and different. So some of the ways that are different is how you enter the classroom. So say you made up some lessons. A student can purchase your lesson. You'll see a message pop up to say a student has purchased your package. Some people call it a package. And then you'll then need to wait for the next message is when they actually make the booking. So if someone purchases your package, you don't actually have a booking yet. You need to wait for them to actually book a class for the time to use that lesson that they've purchased. So how long do you typically wait after clicking start tutoring? Okay, so there's 2 questions in that one. Thanks, Bella. So how long, when I first started, I turned on my start tutoring button, I got nothing, crickets. And I started asking other people who were doing it. And really, in the beginning, nobody knows you yet. So you need to have a really low rate, to be honest. When I started doing it, it wasn't about making money. It was about earning hours and earning feedback, really. I did notice that the free talk classes were more giving with the feedback. So they would leave a comment to say great class or whatever they thought about it. And this is great because once parents can see that other students have enjoyed being in your classroom, you get more activity that way. So that's a good thing. So once I reduced my minute rate, so the free talk, okay, so this is official classes, they're set rates. You receive the minimum is 55 yuan per class, which is around $7.50 US per class. So if you do 2 an hour, that's like 15, almost 16 an hour. The more classes you teach, the more you get per class each month. But with free talk, it's per minute. So when you go into your app, you'll see 2 rates. One is called your trial rate. That doesn't mean official trial. This just means free talk trial the first time a student calls you. So the first time a student calls you, you want to have a low rate. And you might want to have maybe a little bit more for your regular rate, which would be if a student really likes you and they want to call you back another time, then they would pay the higher rate. Hi there, Miss K and Platinum Design Ideas. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about PalFish FreeTalk and the differences between the official classes. So once I reduced my rate, I then started receiving calls. I didn't look at it as making money. So if you're doing free talk to make money, maybe you need to just adjust your thinking and think, why am I doing this? What's your reason for doing it? For me, it filled out my schedule so that I was getting classes. I was increasing my teaching hours. And when you increase your teaching hours, of course, that looks like you're a more stable teacher. You're here to stay. You are more suitable for a parent to book for their child because you might actually be staying on the platform. Some people are a fly-by-night. Is that the word? They come and they go. But if you really want to make it work, you need to have a plan and you need to do some work. So I'll be talking in future videos more about planning and what types of things you can do to make that successful. Hey, Miss K, nice to meet you. I'm kind of a K. Ooh, Kristy with K. So the other question was, are the sessions timed or do you talk until they want to be done? Okay, kind of both. It depends. So hi there, Teacher Alba. Nice to have you with us. So there are two ways. So the sessions timed would be if they book a time slot. If they book a 30-minute time slot and you have another class after that, yes, it is timed. They will receive a message at 3 minutes before the end, and you receive a message to remind you that you have a class, 3 minutes to go. Just like we do in the official classes, you get a reminder you have another class in 3 minutes. The other way is talk until they want to be done. If you don't have a class after, then you can talk. I talked to one gentleman who's just a guy. Saw his wife walking around in the kitchen with rollers in her hair. It was late at night. He just wanted to chat. I thought I'd turn on my start tutoring button. In the beginning, when I started with PalFish, I would do it at the end. Hi there, Teacher Liz. I would do that at the end of whichever day. If I didn't have to leave straight away, I would turn on my start tutoring button. And this gentleman, he just wanted to chat. And I was like, okay. So you can actually let the student know if you have to go or if you have a time limit. So I've got 30 minutes to talk today. I think in the beginning you do feel super nervous, so you may not feel comfortable with, like, you're not really sure what you need to say. So it's quite okay to say to the student, hey, I have 30 minutes I can chat today. Or if you don't want to say anything and you just want to keep talking, do that. Don't even mention it. If you're happy to talk for an hour, some people talk with their favorite free talk students for like an hour and a half. I was free talking with a university student. She's living in Australia, and we would talk for an hour or so, sometimes 45 minutes. So that's another thing too. Any horror stories? Siobhan, I've had a really good run. I haven't had any horror stories. I know some people have. And here's a tip. If ever there is something inappropriate happening, leave immediately. You're free to leave. If you happen to have a one-tap screenshot, if you want to take a screenshot of whatever was inappropriate, you can send that to your admin and say, this is inappropriate. This person needs to be blocked from the app. I have heard of that happening to some other teachers. Not many though. Yes, there's going to be people who think that it's a bit of a dating site, which it's not. But yeah, so if you want to know about the one-tap screenshot, chat with me after and I'll do a little tutorial on that. So no, I haven't had any horror stories. I mean, unless you think of, with that gentleman, I was just like, I was done for the day. I was tired, and I probably could have said, like, I have to go now. But anyway, it just depends. So no, I haven't had any. Some people have. So that is that. So yeah, the two different ways about, is it timed or do they want to talk until they're done? And that's really up to you as well. So you can fit free talk classes in between official. So say the other day, last week, which day was that? Tuesday? I forget. I had a last minute cancellation and it wasn't going to be booked by an official class. Official classes need to be booked 24 hours in advance, and it was within that 24 hours and I knew that it wasn't going to be booked. So I opened that one slot because I had a class, a space, and then the last class of the day. And you don't have to fill it. I sometimes just go and eat my breakfast or finish up my feedback. I thought, oh, I'll do it anyway. I wanted to actually share it as a part of training. So guess what I found out? This was my reward for taking on a free talk class, was that I found out with the teacher badge, the best teacher badge, you need to have both free talk and official classes. I don't know if it's just one a month, but once I had done that free talk class, the best teacher badge came back. So there's a little tip. If you want to have that best teacher badge, you need to have, I think it's at least one free talk a month to keep that badge. So that is one thing there. So I hope this lighting's okay. So the other way is about lessons. You can create lessons on PalFish and they can buy them. What I did was I did just like generic, meaning it would suit anybody. If a child purchased a package or an adult purchased a package, you can load in slides, your own slides, just like you would do for a live stream class or similar to the free talk classes. And you can choose, you can scroll along, you can go up the top and scroll down and find the one you want. You can, the same as official classes, you can go into your camera roll and select something that's currently there. You can do all of that in a classroom, but not on just when you press the Start Tutoring button. I'm new to this. Hi there, non-toxic beautiful. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about PalFish. There's two ways to teach, official classes and free talk. Today we're talking about free talk. So free talk is not required, and some people never do one ever. They hit the ground running with PalFish. They have a great experience. Their schedule gets filled up straight away, and that's great. Some people, it's a little bit different. I was trying to juggle between two companies. So I was when I started with PalFish, it was really just to fill some empty holes that I had. I didn't really know if I would even stay. And if you want to get into my details, we'll do that another time. But I actually was going to quit PalFish and complete whatever I had currently booked. I had set a date that I was going to be done because I wasn't getting filled up with official classes. Thank you, Siobhan. I'm glad. If you need to go, you can watch the replay later. But thanks for joining us. You can use the free talk option as a way to increase your hours, receive comments, and practice really too. Practice. Okay, go eat. You're welcome, Siobhan. You can receive feedback, hours. So I looked at it as earning that to help increase my profile and look more, more bookable to another parent. Is that a word? A parent would want to book someone that looks like they're here to stay. So in the beginning, because I wasn't very consistent with my hours, I didn't really get, in the beginning, PalFish are great. They send you trials in the beginning. They will help you out. And then after that, you need to do some work. You need to actually do some work on your own, and I can help you out with that. On my website, I have more information on how to do that. So once you have filled up your schedule with official classes, you might not want to be continuing with free talk, and that's fine too. Okay, let me have a look at my notes because I feel like I'm rambling. So there are, let's have a look here. We've talked about the bookings and the rates. We talked about that. And you can draw on the screen when you have a package for free talk. Okay, so the best teacher badge, we talked about that. Now, something also that's a little bit different with the free talk is how you enter a classroom. So for free talk, if you have, you've pressed your Start Tutoring button, you're available. People just call you. Hi there, Budget Babe, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. If you have pressed your button, we're getting a bit wobbly here, pressed your button on the free talk, people can just call you. And then when someone has booked a time with you, you might think, well, how do I enter the classroom? Well, when someone's booked a time with you, but it's not actually that they booked a package, they just booked a time slot. There's no classroom to enter. So you would the same as if you were going to be available for FreeTalk. You need to exit your official class and then you press your Start Tutoring button. The student calls you. Okay, so you turn on your availability and you might think, oh, what if someone else calls me? It's blocked for 5 minutes before and after. So say you booked, you had a booking at 10. From 5:02 to 10, there's blocked availability. It's only available for that student. If the student is a no-show after 5 minutes, or is it this side, then you're free to leave. You can turn off your Start Tutoring button, and I would just send them a message, sorry I missed you. But that's the way they call you. How long does it typically take after hitting Start Tutoring before someone calls? Oh, okay, no worries, Isabella. It really just depends. I think that earlier in the evening, or if you want to open your availability during the day in China, again, it gets back to your price and what time of day it is. So if you're new and your rate is quite low, you may receive a call within 5 minutes. You may receive a call within half an hour. It really just depends who's available. The weekends will be much busier than during the week, but once you actually find some interesting FreeTalk students, they may ask if they could have like a set time each week. But with FreeTalk, one of the differences between official and FreeTalk is the official classes can book a recurring set weekly time that's automatically booked, but FreeTalk cannot. So they need to actually physically book with you each week. Does the app need to be open? Yes, your app needs to be open on the home screen while you wait for calls. If you put it in the background, you could run the risk of missing a call. It could glitch out and you don't hear it. So the requirements are that you leave it on that home screen. You can read messages. Yes, you can be reading messages in your app and have your Start Tutoring button on, and then the phone call will still come through. What do you like to do while you wait for calls? That's a good point. While you wait for calls, you could actually be reading books on the reading app, which we'll talk about in another video, and that will help you increase your bookings with the official classes as well. So yes, with the app, when you're doing FreeTalk and you've just pressed your Start Tutoring button, if you are then going into an official class, you need to turn that off. I've never received a call while I was in a class, but you do need to turn that off because they're actually on two different platforms. The FreeTalk students call you on a different app than the students who do the official classes. So it's a totally different platform. Just like when you do a live stream class, again, we'll talk about that in another video. If you book a live stream class, you need to close that time slot on your official classes calendar because it can still be booked. Okay, good. We answered those questions. Awesome. I have more information on my website about FreeTalk. Okay, so entering the classroom. So the other way is when a student books a package or a class for purchase and then they make a booking, again, you press the Start Tutoring button, wait for the student to call you. But when it's one of these ones, yes, the live streams are so exciting. Oh, sorry. So when the student calls you, it pops up more in a classroom style. So like I'm doing this this live stream here, I can see the chat down here and I can see my face. So that's what it would look like for just the FreeTalk calls that are not in a lesson form. So when you make a lesson and they call you, you can then draw on the screen. So I made up a few different lessons, but I also made them generic for whoever wanted to book it. I could change whatever slides I had. Some were for kids and some were for adults. So the differences between being in the classroom. So, just to get back to that, on your appointments page for an official class, it will have a button that says Enter Classroom. For a FreeTalk booking, it won't. It'll just have 3 dots. How do I get into the classroom? You don't go into the classroom. The student calls you and then it pops up on the screen. If you're on a phone, it stays portrait. If you're on an iPad, you'll need to actually put it landscape? Yes, turn it on the side. So yes, drawing on the screen. So the differences about drawing on the screen, with the official classes, you have 9 different colors that you and the student can choose to draw with. You still have the same zoom in function, clear the screen function. But with FreeTalk, you have a red pen, the student has a blue pen. That's it. So it's a little bit limited in that way, but at least it's great for the young kids. They like to draw on the screen. So I'll have pictures on there. We might do some coloring when we're talking about different fruits, circle what fruit we're talking about, or I might have some sentence structures, fill in the blanks, things like that. So you really have to think outside the box. You can actually go into... No, I've closed mine. I used to have some FreeTalk classes, but I've actually closed them all off. But if you need help, as I said, I do have a kind of a mini tutorial on my website about how to set up a FreeTalk lesson. I found the packages were more well received. People can book those. To be honest, the FreeTalk students, most of them, a lot of them, some of them, they want to learn as much as they can for as little as they can. So they're really there for cheap. So if you look at it not as making money, but earning hours, earning feedback, comments, and experience, then I think that's a better mindset when you're thinking about it. Okay, how long have we been talking? I don't want to take up too long. What time is it? What time is it? Producer, what time is it? 10:34. Okay, I really like to talk. I hope you've enjoyed this today. Let me know if you have any questions. So one of the other things was when you exit a classroom, for the official classes, you would either press your back button or the X at the top left. With a FreeTalk, if you are in just a talk chat, you can wait for the student to hang up and it will close on your screen, or you can press the end button. And in a classroom with FreeTalk, usually I wait for the student to leave and then it goes out, and then it'll pop up with your feedback screen straight after, and it will tell you how much you've earned. Oh, that's the other difference I forgot to mention. When you use the FreeTalk function, PalFish takes 20% of your earnings. So the official classes do not. So when you put your rate there, just to let you know, you'll lose, or PalFish takes as a commission 20% of your FreeTalk. So it's pretty cool though. I mean, PalFish give you this amazing platform to use to connect with students, and you know, I think it's a great idea. I'd never heard about teaching online. I thought it was the best thing ever. I was really nervous about it, but once, you know, it takes a while. If you've not done it before, and even if you've taught in a classroom and then you start teaching online, it's different. It's not in person. You have to learn how to be animated on a screen in a little square. So just so you know, my students pretty much see about that. So if you only have a small space to teach from, that suits. If you don't have a wall behind you, just put up something, or just put something on the wall. For FreeTalk, you don't have to wear an official blue shirt, and you don't have to have a logo. So that's another difference too. All right, let me quickly check my notes and make sure I got everything. Turn the camera on. Oh, if the student runs out of credit on PalFish, it will cut off the call. So that's another difference. Sometimes you'll be mid-sentence. You're like, what happened? Where did they go? And sometimes they'll send you a message. Sorry, teacher, I ran out of money. So if that ever happens in the middle of your first call, your trial rate, sometimes they won't call you back because they know it's going to be the higher rate. La, 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 la. Okay. So students book you for FreeTalk. Okay. See you later, Vanada. Thanks for joining us today. Students can book you themselves with official classes. the same with FreeTalk. FreeTalk, it's just the students that book you, but with the official classes, they have the option of a head teacher or a class admin helping them to make bookings for them, or making a recurring booking with the official classes. But the FreeTalk does not have a recurring function. So I think that's about it. If you